everyone. Hello, YouTube. I am so happy to be here today with Dr. Robert Morse, which I always love to visit in Florida. He's the man. He's the detox king. He's the one that knows everything about your body, how to take care of it, how to elevate yourself. And if you've been following him, you know that he loves to talk about detoxification, about the lymphatic system. And the reason we're here on this interview today is because the situation that we're in is prohibiting me from traveling to Florida. So I'm really grateful that Dr. Morse agreed to show up on video with me to share with all of you his thoughts. And you know me, probably a little bit of conversation, but his thoughts on what's going on and how we live through that and what the immune system really is. I mean, do we know what that is? You know, you talk about, do you have a strong immune system? Do you have a weak immune system? I don't think many of us knows what that really is in our body. And when you know, you'll know exactly what to do to make sure that you stay healthy. Or if you're not healthy, that you can cleanse, detoxify, and rebuild, even through these times. Correction, especially through these times, I would say. Hi, Robert.
Hi, sweetheart. You're right on with that.
Yeah.
You know it's funny. A couple of years ago in class, I was telling my students, you know, your best avenue spiritually is to quit playing the role of a human. Yeah. Because the humans are a very unaware species. And a good example is what's going on now with the situation here with the flus. And it is just a sad situation because it's controlled by medical thinking. But you're having a fight within the medical community on masks and on social distancing. And anybody that's ever has a professional degree and went to school, and if you ever had immunology 101, the first thing you do is you don't wear masks and you do not social distance. You want to get dirty. And the reason is they call this the herd immunity. You get natural immunity. But if you were seriously concerned about your immune system, and Hildy, I think you said it aptly, what is your immune system? If you went up to a medical doctor and you said, Mr. Medical Doctor, what is my immune system? He or she might stumble for a few minutes trying to explain to you that system, because it isn't a system like you think it is, where you have just an immune system that is only there to protect you from foreign invaders. That is not true at all. Matter of fact, another look at this, your immune system is not in the blood. Your immunity in the blood is very minimal. Your immune system is the same system as the lymphatic system. Matter of fact, your lymphatic system is your immune system. It is simply a sewer system for the cells. So if you simply looked at your human body, you see a body made of cells. And whether you're talking about your hair, you're talking about your heart, your liver, your legs, your veins, your nerves, it don't matter, the liver, the bowels, everything in your body is cells, spaces, and two floods. And we've talked about that extensively quite a bit, because when you look at the simplicity of how the body's made, you have your cells, structure, function, and then simply you have spaces around them that we can get fluids to the cell to take care of it. How do you take care of a cell? How do you take care of a baby? How do you feed a baby, and how do you clean a baby? Well, you have 100 trillion little babies in your body called cells, and you've got to feed them and clean them. How do you do that? Well, we know blood feeds them, right? So blood is your kitchen. It's a closed house. There's no eliminating organs on your kitchen. The only eliminating organ on your kitchen is your spleen. And your spleen cleans your blood, refurbishes your blood, dumps it, because your spleen is what's called a lymphoid organ. It is a lymphatic organ, and it is designed to clean your blood. Well, what do you mean clean your blood? Where does it go? I mean, medical doctors think your sewage goes right back into the blood again. Mm-hmm. Well, wait a minute, that's stupid. That's not smart. So that's their thinking. And that's not true, because they do not understand the lymphatic system. And 3 years ago, despite all the A&P books, anatomy, physiology books, and despite all the medical thinking, there's no lymphatic system in your brain The University of West Virginia found the lymphatic system in the brain. The lymphatic system is your largest fluid-based system. It is at least 3 to 4 times bigger than your blood system, and it carries waste away. So when you come in contact with foreign chemistry and you breathe it in, your body is going to go through a process to get rid of it. When you create bad chemistry in your body through eating wrong food, your body is going to go through the same process to get rid of what your body doesn't want. Your body goes through this same process no matter whether it's a virus, it's an acid of some sort that you're breathing from some industry, it doesn't matter what it is. There's a process your body uses to get rid of this. And this is your immune system. And it is called detoxification. It's not something we do, it's something your body's doing. You just have to learn what trips your body into cleaning itself and healing itself, because most people are eating diets that are tearing the body down. People do not understand what healthy food is for the human, and so they're eating foods that are breaking it down. And so whenever a virus comes around or something comes around, their body goes into a detox. And it doesn't have to be me and you, you're in Norway. Just have the winter come where it's real cold and you drink a lot of milk, you're going to go into the same symptom, a cold and flu-like symptom, because you filled your body full of mucus, full of acids, and now your body's going to get rid of it because cold is alkaline. So as you've been teaching,
that the symptom of mucus coming out, slight fever, everything that we see as a flu, a cold, well, in terms I would say like pain even, like everything that we see as the disease itself, because this is what people misunderstand. They think that if they show symptom of elimination, that is in itself a weakness that they should get rid of.
Yeah, they've been taught by the medical community, who's afraid of their own cells, that if you go into a flu-like symptom, this has got to stop. And they're really the group that's most responsible for people going into these, because they have controlled the American Dietetics Association. So the American Dietetics Association has been feeding our children through schools and hospitals, been feeding them crap, just the very foods that break your body down. And so everywhere you turn when the medical community is involved, it is on the negative side. It's designed to break you down, to suppress the body from healing itself, to feed it full of toxic chemicals, to use chemotherapy, which is hotter acid than the acid that damages your cells in the first place. So all these things are out of ignorant modality. This is the most ignorant healing modality on the planet. They do not understand what a cold and flu-like is, what a fever is. I mean, you have the largest eliminative organ is your skin, and if you don't sweat, you're in trouble, brother, because your skin eliminates your gases. And if you don't eliminate waste through your skin, big time trouble. Look what you went through. And your detoxification, how long did that last, Silly? A year, 2 years? Holy crap.
7 years.
Your skin was pushing that stuff out all over.
Again, this is an ongoing process when we allow the body to do what it's supposed to do. So if I went through it and go through it for 5 or 7 years, it just shows how much crap I have been holding on to. So it doesn't mean that someone else stepping back and allowing, to start eating better will go through the same. But suppression, I think it's a big thing. It goes a little bit towards the mask. We just want to push everything back in.
Yeah, I mean, these guys just do not understand health whatsoever. I think it's important because the medical community has told people that your diet has nothing to do with diseases. And they're right, because diseases is a fabrication of the medical mind. They do not exist. I'm a scientist, I'm a chemist, I love physics. There is cause and effect for everything. Everything you see, there's a cause for it. It's not voodoo. There's a cause for everything. And chemistry is the main cause of all interactions you are witnessing on all levels here in this physical world. And there's only 2 sides to it. And you're on an acid side, you're on the side that breaks you down. If you're on the alkaline side, you're on the electrolyte hydrating side. So all your foods are...
Then that maybe food doesn't have that much to do with any symptom, but it's what your body chooses to do when you step back from the acidic side of food that really triggers it. It's what your body chooses to do. And that's why everybody will have a different reaction. It's not like you eat an orange or a pear and you're going to have one specific action in the body. No, depending on what's going on within you, right?
Right. Well, you know, I think I put up on the YouTube, the International Society of Immunologists put up a study that they did on the SARS virus.
Yeah.
And they found that 98% of the people that died, 98% of the people that died from a kidney tubular degeneration.
Yeah.
In other words, died from kidney problems.
Yeah.
All right. So that I brought that to our website because it's linked to us. We teach kidneys. And the thing is, what role does the kidneys play in your immune system? A huge one, because they control the elimination of viruses, bacteria, everything you want to eliminate systemically. Now, bacteria is our friend, don't get me wrong, but any metabolitic waste, acids from cells burning and enjoying your food you're eating, these wastes and byproducts produced by 100 trillion cells have to be eliminated. You're either going to pee them out or sweat them out.
Yeah.
Or you're going to stay at home. And when your waste, your byproducts from metabolism, which are acids, stay at home, we call that inflammation.
Yeah.
And the next step from inflammation, of course, is the tumors and then breaking down of cells. This whole concept of cancer is idiocy, this whole thing. People have to understand their immune lymphatic system, why it can break you down, why it forms tumors, how it can tear your body apart, or simply get on a different type of thinking and learn the proper foods for the human and rebuild your body.
Yeah. So if you have a swollen lymph node, say, for example, that you are experiencing something going on with your chest, or it could be your throat, it could really be anything, and then you see swollen lymph nodes going on. What exactly is going on within the lymphatic system, and why is it so important to have healthy lymph nodes?
That's a good question. So if your lymph nodes are swollen, where's the problem?
Yeah.
Kidneys. Yeah. Always. Because your kidneys are so if you, excuse me, if you look at your lymph nodes, we use the word septic tanks because they're exactly like a septic tank. You got macrophages in there for cells that have been damaged in your body. They're taken to the lymph nodes where the macrophages break them down. Then your lymph nodes are supposed to be full of bacteria because metabolitic waste from your cells are 3 pH. You don't want to pee 3 pH or you'll be on your knees trying to pee. No, you want to pee about 6, you know, so that's the role of bacteria. People that use antibiotics, they end up having a lot of UTIs and cystitis and everything because they killed all their bacteria and now they're peeing their metabolitic acids 3 pH. But your kidneys control the giant sewer system. And between the kidneys and your cells are your lymph nodes. So your waste from your cells go to the lymph nodes, processed, and then off to the kidneys or skin to be eliminated. They're not reabsorbed or thrown back into the venous system like massage therapy is taught or like medical doctors are taught. That's all crap. Yeah. And we have that A&P professor. I think you know Pat, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, we love Pat.
Oh, man. We did a video. I haven't seen her video that she did for us on the immune system, but me and her did one on cancer together. Wow. Talked about the immune system to show you the stupidity of medical thinking. She teaches them. She's an A&P professor, 15 years. She's also a medical doctor. She's also a biochemistry professor.
But I just want to tell you, Dr. Morse, that this weekend I was on a seminar with Mr. Tony Robbins.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really powerful guy. And they had a whole day on health. And I thought, this will be interesting. So observing and watching, and I was like, holy crap. There it was, lymphatic system, trillion cells, 2 main systems, kidney. Your message is getting out there. I'm looking around now and it's getting picked up and the audience is different. So I think, I just wanted to tell you that
we're getting it. Because
getting through with this simple message of how to build health. Yeah.
I did a YouTube this morning and I was reading and this girl wrote in and she said, could you help my boyfriend? He's got a creatinine of 225. He's in third stage. That sounds like fourth stage to me, but he's in third stage kidney failure and a whole list of problems, Crohn's and everything else. So what we're seeing, because of all these acid ash foods, the proteins, the meats, the beans, the grains, we've damaged our kidneys. Even the World Health Organization is finally admitting that acid forming foods like proteins are damaging the colon and directly responsible for colon cancer. Well, cancer simply means that you have cells that are being destroyed. Which side of chemistry destroys cells? Acids. And which system just tries to protect that? That's your lymph. You cannot acidify your blood, where death is probably within 4 minutes. So there's only one system. I mean, this is amazing. There's only one system in your body that deals with acids. There's only one, and it is your immune lymphatic sewer system. Only one. You can't find any other system that does that. Only one.
So there you have family sitting around this crazy time virus, what they call it, is going on. How would you advise them in general? What if they want to build their so-called, they want to build their immunity. They want to make sure that they have strong bodies that function the way that it should, even if they're not necessarily diagnosed or walking with what they call disease. How would you advise them to change their diet? Like, what's the most basic general of acidic food? Because not everybody knows this.
Okay, so I want to kind of preface this by first saying that you have to understand that the immune system, there are various cells in your body, from basophils to neutrophils to lymphocytes, that do various jobs for you.
Yeah. And
when they say build the immune system, I think some people think that we have to build an army of immune cells. Yeah. I think that's what people think.
Yeah.
So that would be getting down into the bone marrow.
We have X amount of number of the immune cells.
Right,
and
right. You can say that.
You're low. So you have a high number, then you have a good immune system.
But most blood work reflects fairly adequate immune cells to me. And you could get into the bone marrow, but then the question would be, if you have a low number of immune cells, that means your bone marrow, the thymus gland, and others are suppressed. Then that then brings you back to what suppresses the function of cells, blood or lymph. Because that's the only two things that flow around a cell is blood or lymph. Except for external trauma, only blood or lymph can affect the functionability of a cell, right? With the blood, the termination, ischemic things, the termination of a cell is evident. But with the lymphatic system, it's a mutative type of thing. It's pain, swelling, tumors, mutations, things like that. And so that's what you have to understand. So we're not trying to build more immune cells, because to do that, you would have to do the same thing. You have to do what we're going to talk about, because you have to get into your bone marrow and enhance the function of those cells, which are being suppressed by your immune system. Yeah. So you have to go after your immune system. The immune system, the lymphatic system. Where do you start? The kidneys. So the biggest place to start is to realize that human is not a paleo-human. Humans are not cavemen or women. They are islanders. We are primates. We are frugivores. You're a great example. 7 years on fruit and you look incredible.
Thank you.
7 years. Now to medical doctors, there was a medical doctor who told a client of mine, oh, you can't have fruit. It causes the destruction of the pancreas and it causes diabetes. After I quit laughing and about broke my neck laughing, but he said it's okay to have bread. Bread has that. Bread is a triple, quad the amount of sugar.
Have a donut.
I mean, this is the ignorance that people are living in. So we have to get smart. And getting smart is learning that, first of all, the human is a frugivorous species. Yeah. Fruits, berries, and melons should be your main diet. Maybe a salad at lunch would be okay. Go on a diet like that. That is building and cleaning, because what this diet does is simply, and you said it earlier, it hydrates you. Yeah. It hydrates you and it turns on the body. It hydrates the fluids.
It's food. It's food that we were designed to eat.
Exactly.
So it's not really, people think that this is like a cray-cray type of diet. And I understand that for some people, it might not be what they choose to do for the rest of their life. I mean, I get that. But it's not a cray-cray diet. It is just food.
Well, you do
Food.
have, yeah, you have to make some changes in your lifestyle, no question. And if you don't want to, then enjoy the pain and suffering you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, I only have sympathy so far because I'm here to bring people home that'll wake up, and my whole gig is spiritual, but the physical health of the humans on this planet is horrible. That's why we introduced the kidney filtration and understand the role of your kidneys. Nobody's talked about it, not even our health bill talked about it. I said, you've got to introduce the kidneys. So that's what we did. Introduce the role of the kidneys, the filtration issues, and how that hiccups on your immune/lymphatic system. If you do anything, learn about the lymphatic system, and you can't study it in books. They only know a little bit about it. They keep finding more each year of the lymphatic system. They still don't know what it's for. Can you imagine 80% of the fluid that flows around a cell? Every cell in your body, 80% of the fluid is lymph. Yeah. They don't know anything about it. Not even the Society of Lymphologists, with Dr. West, the big naturopath, was part of, they still don't know. And it's like, really? It's as plain as the nose on people's faces. It's just like your house. You have a kitchen and a bathroom, your car. You have a fuel source and you have an exhaust system. You do not eliminate fuel. Your blood does not have an elimination system to it.
Yeah.
And so when you get a protein like a virus,
the blood needs to stay alkaline. The blood needs to stay status quo as much as you can, or you die. So your body will, it will deplete itself if you're too acidic.
All people are doing with this thing,
right?
Yeah, and all people are doing with this thing is going through a detox, because this type of protein, the body doesn't want them. Yes. And a lot of people don't have a herd or natural immunity to them yet, so the body's just trying to get rid of it. That's all it is. Your body will do that with any chemistry that you consume. It doesn't have to be a viral. Detoxification is a cold and flu-like experience. These are the symptoms that we put people through every day of the year, and we look for it, because your body is going to start kicking up all the mucus out of it. It's going to clean the sinuses, the lungs. It's going to start kicking your butt if you're toxic enough. If you're one of those that drink a lot of milk and cheeses and stuff, yep, you're going to go through it. But understand the importance of going through it, because when you're through it, you're going to breathe better, smell better, taste better. You're going to feel better, more energy, see better. Everything's better after a detox, always. Yeah. And just realize that the medical people have people scared up the yin yang, and it's stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. They're wrong with social distancing. You don't want our little babies to be born in a bubble. You've got to develop herd immunity. You have to intermingle. You cannot not do that. And then mask, here's something they're not talking about, and I'm just so upset about it. You're breathing your own CO2 back into your body. You're acidifying your body. It's not that the fact that this little virus it's going to pass through all the masks. It's too small. The micron level is too small for masks to stop. That's number one. But number two, you're breathing your own CO2. I ask people, I say, you get a little lightheaded? Oh yeah, I feel no. You're acidifying your blood. I mean, they're moving you toward death. And it's like, that is insanity. Insanity.
Yeah. But I think that's—
I'm not passionate about it at all.
I think that might be the largest obstacle for the regular, Joe in the street, is that the detoxification symptom looks like what we have been taught to look for as a disease or something bad. You don't even know, what to call it. And then they run, they change, they take a pill, they do antibiotics. And we're, I'm certainly not a medical doctor, so I'm not going to get into, any medical pharmaceutical and I don't really care. But I think this is the empowerment time, don't you think? I mean, this is about you. The information is out there. You have I don't know, is it 6, 7, 5, 6,
hundreds of videos.
The information is there. It's the same thing as if you want to lose weight today. You can't sit down and say, I don't know how to lose weight. Every freaking person knows what to do to lose weight. That's not where it's at. It's somewhere else. It's resistance, it's fear, it's all the reasons that you tell yourself, all the sabotaging and all that, but I would say fear. It's fear of something.
Well, but there's also misinformation because that fear is born out of wrong information.
Yeah.
And when you give wrong information out, it can scare people, but it shows a lack of spirituality and a lack of understanding the human side. But that's why we're here, is to develop their ability to become more awake and less controlled by the governments and the pharmaceuticals and the medical community, because this is a big control factor here. This was a huge experiment and it worked totally in their favor. They were able to shut down the world basically. For what? This is a little flu. And it was nothing like the SARS. All flu always kills around 100,000 people.
There might be something that comes with a needle, I think, that we might need to...
You mean an ID like?
Like to look.
No, this is sort of the things.
Away. So it's important that we empower ourselves.
Yep. Isn't it funny that you can't speak truth, or your videos can get yanked? You can't speak truth. And I have to say this to all those people, like your YouTuber, people that control that. This affects you guys majorly. Yeah. And if you're there trying to protect the world bankers and those kind of people there, you're on the wrong side. You're the one going to get hurt too. Because this affects every single human on the planet, whether you're Mark Zuckerberg or whoever you are. Yeah. This affects you, and they don't give a heck about you. They'll chew you up like you're nothing. So you have to understand who's running things and get your power back.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to care about you.
Exactly.
Only you have to care about you. You're going to be the sick one. You're going to be the sorry one. You're going to be the one in pain. Yep. Only you, and maybe some people close to you that needs to take care of you. But that's, I think, needs to be the focus. It's not about just not knowing or knowing what to do. It's to take responsibility and to go seeking, and then when you know, to actually go doing. I mean,
but you know, people would rather run to a medical. You know what that's all about? You got a history of that yourself, which makes you so much more awake and able to talk to others about it, because you were there yourself. And then we talked about it. There was a drug, you had to have it. You had to try it and see if it worked. But you were in pain. You didn't know. You were trying to find a remedy. And it wasn't out, that information wasn't out there for you.
It wasn't out there. There were no Facebook. There were no Facebook. There were no YouTube. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of misinformation out there, but if you're one of the lucky ones that have good information, then it's your responsibility to implement that. You know, that's, we were so great. Our power is so powerful. You go into nature, you hug a tree, and you just stand there.
Yeah.
You just need to listen.
Well, when you enter our zone, you know, when you're getting in on the fruit and you understand the type of foods that are designed for your body, and you're starting to understand that you're a victim of your mind and your emotions, and that when you understand how to get above the mind and learn to control it more, your life will become so nirvanic, so happy, so peaceful, so joyful. You will no longer be a leaf blowing in the wind. And the awareness that you have, you'll start to see things you never saw before because you were too busy thinking and planning and dreaming. And when you wake up, you're now awake and watching. You're not busy thinking and planning and playing in fields of dreams. So your whole world changes into this beautiful expression of you.
And then you pull back and you no longer live the drama that is going on in the world.
Right.
You can pull back and not be in it. You can be an observer of it.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's what it is, because for many out there on the spiritual side, they're done going down this journey in through creation, whatever people want to call it, reincarnation, whatever. You're done in these worlds where it is so coarse. So there's that other aspect. How do you get out of creating karma and creating all these things that you're creating? Because that's another thing that your people have to realize, that you create everything you experience, whether you realize that or not. You can't blame others for what you're experiencing, because you can only experience yourself. So anything that you're experiencing, look at yourself and see if you didn't start it by putting something out there that initiated that journey or that energy.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing is you connect your body to love, you connect to the love, then I saw even Greg Braden, I saw a seminar with him, and he works with the Heart Math Institute, and they had a monitor on this woman. We were watching her. They were monitoring her heart and her brain as she went into meditation and felt love in her heart. They could see the heart brain, the coherence, the heart variability was changing enormously. And then they had scientifically figured out that the higher the heart rate variability, the more adaptable you were to change.
Yeah.
So,
isn't it funny though that we have to do scientific studies and all that for that?
Yeah.
We already know it.
Yeah, exactly. But for a lot of people, it kind of opens a door to see it like that, like it becomes real, you know, it becomes. And wouldn't you say, what would you say that would change in the body when you go on, you go on a high fruit diet, you go on, it's raw, to say, I would say raw in my world, raw is a minimum, like just don't break it down, don't alter chemistry, just kind of eat it. If it's green, if it's blue, if it's, you know, whatever, maybe in the beginning. But what would you say changes when you go to the fruit realm? You know, obviously detoxification, but hey.
Well,
to me, it's like eating a part of creation that has that energetic imprint.
You know, it's always been thought, which comes first, spirituality or health? Because sometimes when you enter the spiritual worlds and you want to know more about who you are and you're asking more etheric questions, health becomes a part of that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, sometimes people come in the world with health, and then of course that energy starts increasing in your body, because as you get healthier, your energy increases, just what you're talking about. And as your energy increases, your awareness increases. Because if you trace this back through chemistry and then through electromagnetic frequencies and then trace this back to consciousness before it became thought in the mind, that's where you're going, and that's what settles in your awareness. And the joy and ecstasy and the amount of what you know and can see about the totality of all things is undescribable. And for some, they have a lot of out-of-body experiences initially, traveling through these worlds of creation and stuff. But initially, it is an awakening process. And it's just it's like at whatever level it is for you, it is fun. It is letting go of the chains that are binding you to this world and allowing you to be free. Pharrell Williams, I think that was him, the singer, he came out with a song called Freedom Kingdom. And I love that song. He did it in a church one time. But what it's basically saying to you is that to enter the kingdom, to have the joy and the awareness and know who you are and what everything is about, you have to have freedom. To have freedom, that is from thought, emotions, that's from all the things that bind you to your experience.
And I think it ties beautifully towards the immune system in the sense that kidneys is so fear. To me, I can see, you know, the lower the energy of the kidneys and adrenals, the more fear and anxiety you are experiencing in this realm. You know, even if it's not in the physical, it's in the mental body, the emotional body, you're still very close to your physical. So just by going after your so-called immune system, raising that vibration, you will be able to move away from so much fear. Like you'll experience less fear, and therefore you can make a better decision, you know.
I would say overall the humans are there's more emotional humans than there are intellectuals. So you see that a lot. And that's why you're seeing a lot of adrenal, kidney, autonomic nervous systems, because the adrenals control the autonomic. So you're seeing a lot of young people with serious neurological deficiencies because of this. And it's just affecting everybody in every way. But this is the karma that at this level. This is how you have to learn. And detachment is, you know, what Buddha said. And I always laugh at this because what Buddha said under the tree for about 17 years, he finally got up and said, you know what? I don't give a damn about anything anymore. That was the day he had God realization, because the day you don't care about anything is the day you'll have your consciousness explode. And that's the whole point, because what you care for, you have to put your attention on. And everything you have your attention on takes a little piece of you away from you. You can still see what you want to see, but you don't have to put your attention on it so much. And so freeing your attention up.
This is a good one during what we're experiencing. Because
being happy and enjoying the moment, just watching and watching how things are. Be the observer instead of the thinker.
So don't feed into the fear of what is going on during these times. That's what you're saying. Stay close to your own temple. Take care of yourself and your family by eating better, thinking better, and focusing on what gives you joy.
Well, what's interesting is the emotional and all this fear base is right at the kidney adrenal matrix. So that's right where that is the center hub of the immune lymphatic system. And then that's where everybody's got all the tumors. You know, you got tumors, you got pimples, you got cysts, you got acne, you've got inflammation, that's all the lymph system. None of that is the blood.
So then you could say that to raise your immune system or to strengthen your immune system, bring in more love and less fear.
That's for sure.
Because that will strengthen also your kidneys and your adrenals, which again will help, you know.
It'll strengthen your whole psyche. But love is a good thing, but it's like you have two types of love. You've got divine love, and then you have personal love. To have love for everybody, you have to have divine love, because there's an old saying in spirituality, you have to love everything, but you don't have to like everything. And that simply means when you realize the Rumi effect, when you see everything is it, expressing itself in individual forms, that's when you get nirvanic. That's these higher levels of the mind. And then when you leave the mental worlds and you move into the pure soul world, that is pure consciousness. You become endless. There is no finite left. So if you want to enter these worlds, you have to remove that in you that is finite. Don't think limit. Don't see limit. Be
that can be
unlimited.
a challenge.
Exactly.
I think that can be a challenge for a lot of people. We don't even know what love is, because it's based on the, you know, attachment and neediness.
You can't make those people love someone.
So how maybe we should just change the word to gratitude. You know, gratitude.
No, you could go into a beautiful garden or into a zoo or some beautiful place and just look around. Pick up a flower and look at it and just wonder who could make something like this. Look at the form of an animal and go, my God, who could make something like this? How about a tree? And how about making it so it all works together? And so things can breathe and function on a rock spinning through space at 23,000 miles a minute or something, whatever it is. I mean, who could do this? So as you start to look around and you start to see the unbelievable stuff that's going, and this is just the lowest world ever, your heart starts to soar, because you start to realize, my God, it is unbelievable. And I'm, as an individual, just a little bitty piece of that. But as me, I'm one with it all. I'm part of it all. And that's the ecstasy and joy of it all. You know?
So that would be another part of strengthening your immune system, you know, is to work on.
Everything like that strengthens. So you're talking about individual cells in your body. So when I got into raw foods, I went into the woods, I told you, you know, and I fasted for 6 months or so on oranges, but I was 3 years on fruit there, and you've been 7 already. And I had a lot of out-of-body experiences, and the masters were working with me quite heavy then. I mean, it was hard to define. It was extreme at all levels. I just tell you, extreme. But I forgot what I was going to tell you about that, but coming out of that, I just saw all that this planet needed, and it needed the kidney information about the filtration. And as I became a biochemist and I started looking at blood work, and I'm looking at all the urinalysis that people are not filtering anywhere. And so it's all in our face.
Yeah.
And I forget what I was going to tell you on that, but you know, it does change you completely. And when you learn how to quit thinking and you start observing, I can only tell you, you ever see that painting that has a lot of dots on it? It'll be a big painting and just like thousands of dots. And if you're looking at it, it's just like a painting of dots. But when you stop back and you quit looking at the painting, you see the picture within it. That's exactly what it takes to see the truth of things. Is quit looking at something too right on because you're looking at the illusionary concept of it. Step back, see what else is there.
And also, it's more of the feeling of when you step back and look at it like that, you're allowing it to reveal itself to you.
Thank you. And you will see that when it comes to your health, the foods that you're eating.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Right. You're not really forcing anything. You're just pulling back. You're changing your diet to a high fruit, detox, and you're just allowing the body to do what it needs to do.
Exactly. And the only reason we take herbs is to help increase the performance of, say, the kidneys or the adrenals or the heart or the lungs, or increase blood flow through the body. That's the only reason we use the herbs. We're not treating any
weak organs, right? To strengthen the organ and tissue that's already weak, so just that jump started along so that it can take care of detoxification better.
Well, think about this. All your body is cells and fluids, right? So you got a little ash in there, but your cells and fluids, all right? So you want to strengthen the cells because those are genetics. You want to strengthen those cells. Well, how do you strengthen cells? That's another dissertation. But you also have two fluids that take care of them. Don't you want to clean your fluids? See, people don't think about that. They don't think about cleaning their sewer system, but they'll clean their toilet when it gets real bad. But they don't see what, as it goes through the pipes, it goes into the septic tank and all that. They don't see all that. Well, I was a builder for years, so I dealt with septic tanks and stuff, and I've seen all levels. So it's just understanding that you have an incredible sewer system in your body that protects the cells, that eliminates the waste or any foreign proteins or acids that come in. This system is designed to get rid of them for you. Thank you. It's my immune system. And when I go through it, medical doctors try to stop it. You notice with the flu, though, now they're telling you just let it run its course, stay hydrated.
Go home and stay home and don't do nothing.
Thank you. Quit having fear. Go home, have a good detox, and then call me in the morning with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
But then you have low-level medical doctors that have everybody in fear, and the CDC centers, the corrupt CDC centers, and, and the vaccine issues and all that sort of thing. And it's like, oh my God. So living in a toxic world, you have to wake up and get your freedom out of that.
Yeah. This is more important than ever, I think, than ever. The world is sadly getting more toxic by the hour right now. And our body's taking a toll. There's just no getting around it. That even to survive in this right now, you need to be at your peak performance. You need to take care of business so that your body can even deal with everything it has to deal with on a daily basis. We're sitting here talking in front of computers, EMF. There are, it's everywhere. What are we going to do about it? We just have to go outside.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. I get that. So let me say this. You're living on a warring, toxic planet. You were brought here to work through your karma or your spirituality, however you want to look at that. So you're kind of being, as an individual, you're kind of being homed. You're being strengthened by a hand that a lot of people are unaware of, and we call that God. And you're being homed. So all these experiences, be them negative or positive, we only label them negative or positive because there is no such thing. In the higher levels, there is no duality. So you don't label something. We only label it bad if we don't like it or good if we like it. But all these are basic experiences that are homing you, that are showing you your weaknesses and giving you an opportunity to strengthen yourself. Because it's you that has to do this. No one is going to do this. Your doctors, your whoever. No, no, no. It's up to each and every one of you to grab your power back, to wake up out of this, to learn, to realize that all these are lessons of power and strength. You either get strong or people are going to use you the rest of your life. And you'll be born right back into the same situation until you strengthen yourself up. And that's why I said there years ago, remember I told you, power up, because this world is going a little bit in one way. Absolutely. So look around.
And so to be really, simplistic about it, how do you power up? Well, you just turn your head this way and look to nature. You just look to nature. This is, at least personally, what I do.
How do you power up? Number one, quit thinking. How do you power up? Dump your feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
Let them go. You don't need them. You're going to enter a level of awareness that supersedes any joy that you could ever have. Eat right. Get your physical body in shape so you don't be prone to toxins that they're going to throw out in the air or anything like that. Detoxify. Get your lymph systems clean. Get all the mucus out of the body. Right? These are how you power up. Learn how to become the observer, not the thinker. Don't chase your thoughts. Put the mind outside of yourself. Be in the now. Learn how to be here now. When you meditate, be here now. Just sit and look out over the ocean and just be. That's how you power it. Let that power come in, and your consciousness will expand because you are the one.
Yeah.
Individually formed. So the more you're in the now, the more you become bigger, 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 bigger. And the power you will have is amazing, but it's not a power like you think.
No. And breathe.
And that's the love that comes for everything.
Breathe. People are not breathing. And let the sunshine touch your skin.
Get sun, get all kinds of things. Deep breathe. Clean your sewer system out, and you'll be fine.
Yes.
And, all these people that die like that, we can save most of them. They just don't know how to deal with people like that. I pull people out of nursing homes for years, if their kids want them. But there's all kinds of problems out there.
You're so bad. You're so bad.
I love you, honey, though.
I love you, too. This is a great chat. I think a lot of people are inspired to do their very best. So.
But you got to have some awareness out there, someone helping you with some information, because when you get down in these worlds, there's so much misinformation and power and control, others wanting to control others. When you look at the medical community and you look at the pharmaceutical community, you look at the American Cancer Society, you're right into the Rockefeller families. You're right into these wealthy families that have agendas. And it's like all these people on this planet are subject to these wealthy agendaed people. Soros, you got all these people like this. And it's like, no, this is bad stuff. This is of the negative forces, and this is what brings this world down, not brings it up. And so they're part of the illusion of it all anyway. Yeah. So this is all about you and truth. Yeah. Find what that is.
Yeah. Empowering yourself.
Empowerment. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
It was good to see you, honey.
It was good. Amazing to see you.
You're beautiful. Keep on going.
So are you. You have the best heart, the best soul. You've been my mentor for years and years. You have so many followers. They all love you to death. I mean, they really love you.
I love you all too.
They love you.
We're having fun together, aren't we? I mean, we are a good group because we're getting healthier. We're traveling in the spiritual worlds together. Yeah. We're all having fun. So
we're traveling in all sorts of ways.
Yeah. Come join us.
Hallelujah.
Bye-bye, sweetie. Hallelujah. I love you now. May the blessings be.
Bye.